Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about a much easier way to unlock the service carbine or the M16 rifle in Grand Theft Auto Online, because as you guys know, right now, it is only available if you are able to collect 5 of its parts via finding crime scenes in-game. And as many of you guys have found out, these crime scenes are incredibly fickle and very hard to spawn in, which obviously makes getting this weapon nearly impossible. Now, luckily, at some point down the road, it is going to be fully released. Insider TezFunds2 said this: well, the service carbine is eventually going to be fully released, at which point you'll be able to buy it directly from Ammunition. The price is $370,000 without having to resort to wait hours until you experience the crime scene event. So even as you guys heard there from Insider TezFunds2, people are having to wait hours to unlock this weapon, and they either simply don't have the time or the patience to wait for this sort of thing. And that's obviously been really frustrating because it's one of the most highly anticipated weapons in the game. Players are looking to get it pretty quickly, but Rockstar put it behind this very tricky crime scene spawn that only happens at 10 locations in the map and only happens every 30 minutes. So at a minimum, it's going to take you 2.5 hours to unlock this guy. That's obviously pretty frustrating for players. However, there is a way in which you can actually do it a whole lot quicker. Now, it's a little tricky, but let's go ahead and dive into what Insider TezFunds2 said, because someone was basically asking, if you change lobbies, do you stay in an invite-only session? Do you stay in a public session? So Insider TezFunds2 said this: the random events timers reset once you close the game or switch sessions. There's no point in changing sessions between invite-only lobbies because you basically reset the random event timer back to 30 minutes. However, if you do that within public lobbies, you may just be lucky enough to land in a session where the script host of the free mode script has lounged around long enough that the random timer event reached 0, thus triggering the event. And about the host script bit, yes, the way peer-to-peer works within GTA Online is that there's a session host who handles players joining in/leaving, and every network script has a host. The script host of the free mode script has the best latency when it comes to entering or leaving interiors and triggering events, etc. Okay, so long story short here, what he's basically saying is staying in an invite-only session, that's no good, because at a minimum, it's going to take you 2 hours and 30 minutes if everything works correctly and if everything spawns in. Also, staying in the same public session, that's not going to work well either, because if you just stay in that session, not only is it going to take a long amount of time, but you're also dealing with a ton of other variables that being in a lobby with other players presents itself with. So the way to go about doing this is to jump from public session to public session. Now, I will admit you need to get a little bit lucky here, but this is honestly the best way to do it. Because other people are in that session, they might not even have any idea that the crime scene event thing is happening, but because they're in the session, they allow the timer to go down, and thus you won't have to necessarily wait 30 minutes each time. Now, unfortunately, the only negative thing about this is the crime scenes are not like announced globally to the lobby. Think of like a business battle, how it pops on your screen and says like business battle now happening, and you know where it is on the map. Unfortunately, you only will know if it's spawned in by going to one of the 10 random locations. So here's what I would do. You go to one of those 10 locations, and then you set your spawn location to last location. And basically what you want to do is just jump from lobby to lobby to lobby. And if you spawn in and there's a crime scene there, good, go ahead and take advantage of it. And if not, you just simply jump to a new lobby. And especially if you're on one of the newer platforms like PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or S, at least for me, the loading times have been vastly improved. Like, I can get into a lobby probably in about 10 or 15 seconds. So you think, man, that's going to take a lot of time. It's really not. So that's the way I would do it. Just lobby hop between public sessions. Yes, you need to get a little bit lucky, but it's going to be way better than the 2 plus 30-minute hours that you're going to have to wait if you try and do this in an invite-only session or in the same public lobby. So hopefully that should make getting the service carbine a lot easier. I know that's been a big question for a lot of players, is that they just haven't been able to get the crime scenes to spawn in yet, and that Rockstar hasn't made the option to purchase it, which is a little bit frustrating. Now, something else I did see with the crime scenes, this was posted by a user on the GTA Online Reddit, by user beast_y. If you've actually already collected the service carbine, the crime scenes will still spawn. And if you were wondering what you get by going to a crime scene, even though you have all the parts, this is what will happen. So you still get the $10,000 reward, but you're also left with a 3-star wanted level. So I don't know how many of you guys will be going after crime scenes after you have already gotten the service carbine. It seems like an easy $10,000 as long as you can get rid of your 3-star wanted level without having your vehicle impounded or you getting killed or having to call like Lester in order to get rid of the wanted level. But that's what happens. It's kind of cool. You might not have known that. And Insider Tez Funds 2 even commented on this as well. Someone saying, I saw that too, but the briefcase of money is only restricted to a public spawn session, or can it also happen in invite only? I was searching that information, and he said it still should occur. I don't see any conditions or stats preventing that event from spawning, even if you've collected all the weapon parts. So there you go, some more details on how this whole thing works. And a lot of people were also frustrated why Rockstar doesn't really reveal information on how stuff like this works. So someone ended up saying, you know, I have to ask, why does Rockstar think it's acceptable to leave it to data miners, coders, leakers, whoever to tell us about stuff in the game? Why isn't there any notification about being required to wait 30 minutes? And Tez Funds 2 said the cooldowns for those random events were hard-coded prior to this update. They only added a tunable variable for them after the latest update. Those variables would have been necessary for a UI notification to function. A support article explaining the cooldowns would have sufficed. However, there was a similar instance with the free mode event support article where Rockstar listed out the exact duration of the cooldowns between each free mode events. But after a certain DLC released, I can't recall which one, the timer was changed and that bit in the article remained outdated. Eventually, Rockstar updated the article to simply remove that whole bit altogether, so Rockstar may not explicitly say the exact duration, but instead just go for the just wait at least half an hour advice, but it raises the question of whether that would be as helpful as revealing the exact duration. And I kind of wish they would give us a better idea. They don't have to say like every 30 minutes, but we know that each Grand Theft Auto Online day, a full 24 hours, is only 48 minutes real life. So they could say, look for one of these crime scenes to spawn every single day in GTA Online, and that would be accurate. Sometimes you would have an overlap where it would spawn more than once per day, but it would still give you an idea of, okay, I can really only expect one of these to spawn every 30 to 45 minutes or so. So I don't know why Rockstar has been cryptic like this, but they're always cryptic with this sort of stuff. So it really shouldn't come as a surprise that they've done the exact same thing for the service carbine. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know if this has been helpful for you. What advice and tips would you give to players that are looking to find the service carbine? I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. So let me know what you're thinking over there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.